Battlefield versus COD, the ancient war. I would say Battlefield and Call of Duty, at least when I was younger, were kind of the two big competing shooter titles. Although they are very different games, these two have somewhat had a rivalry. It seems like sometimes people ride the fence of either being more on the Call of Duty or more on the Battlefield side. I personally enjoyed both games, but they are definitely distinctly different. Call of Duty is, of course, much more of an arena slash arcade type shooter, where it is much more fast paced, enemies pitting against each other, fast paced fights, fast time to kill, going in and doing the thing, much smaller maps, not so much vehicles and other equipment, it's just running and gunning. Whereas Battlefield has massive maps that are meant to replicate war zones, it's much slower pace, you do have a chance to be a little more tactical, and generally speaking, the time to kill is a little bit lower, although that's not always the case, because, getting a bomb dropped on you from an airplane is going to go quick. Battlefield also incorporates a lot of environmental kind of stuff, including vehicles and that sort of thing. But recently, with Battlefield 6 being announced, a lot of people have made comparisons with Call of Duty, and frankly, I think the shooter scene has been getting really stale, and I think people are looking for something that is just a little different, or at least different than Call of Duty. A few shooters have recently come out that are a bit lackluster and couldn't quite take the cake, and Call of Duty has had its loyal fan base for a long time. Frankly, I don't think anything is going to dislodge that, not even Battlefield 6 or any incredible Battlefield game. I think Call of Duty is just always going to have people who know nothing else other than Call of Duty, let's be honest. I do think Battlefield actually has a chance to untarnish the reputation of Battlefield after Battlefield 2042, which had a really rough launch and has been otherwise really not that interesting. Battlefield 2042 definitely left a lot of people disappointed, but Battlefield 6 is a chance for Battlefield to kind of redeem itself, and it has breathed some life into some of the older Battlefield games. I am personally a huge fan of Battlefield 5, and I've been playing that a lot more, which is seeing a resurgence in players. But it is very interesting that we're going back to ye old Battlefield versus Call of Duty debates, and it just tells me that people are a little bored of Call of Duty and they're ready for a new shooter to come out. Now again, Battlefield is a long-standing franchise with long-standing DNA, and I don't think they're going to betray that, but people who prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty are probably going to have a nice time.